Ladies and gentlemen, nerds, nerdettes, Blerdicorns, and blurs alike, welcome to the Blerdicorn Speaks podcast. And here are your hosts, Angee and Montel.
You know, it's been a while since we've done this, so I don't know. We've forgotten how to do this. So
we've been gone for a minute. We back.
Oh goodness! Hey everybody, it's your boy Montel,
and it's your girl, Miss Angee.
Oh my gosh, she always got to stretch it out. We're gonna be talking long enough for this thing. Welcome back to another episode of Blerdicorn Speaks.
Blerdicorn Speaks.
Glad you guys came to join us. We have been busy, so yeah, we've been out of the loop for a bit. My life has gotten a little crazy too, and you've had some things going on with you.
Grad school.
Yeah.
Is a bitch.
I don't miss that at all. I don't miss that. You are
It is nothing like undergrad.
You are the plug. That's all I gotta say. You are the GOAT.
It is,
I can't do it because I even thought about going for my master's. I said I don't have it.
Nothing.
I don't have the patience for it.
It is nothing. Okay. It is nothing like undergrad.
No.
I'm just saying.
So I've heard. But thank you guys for checking us out. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you for everyone who's coming to listen to us on SoundCloud and come up on YouTube to check us out. That love, I tell you, I appreciate that love. And people have been asking about it. And folks have been asking about, the podcast, and we're getting more listeners. So that's wonderful. So thank you guys. We appreciate it. Don't forget, we are open to topics. So if there's something you want to hear us talk about, hit us up. Let us know. We're all on all social media as
Blerdicorn Speaks at gmail.com.
Or
on all platforms. Blerdicorn Speaks.
Because I know some people.
You thought threw me for a loop.
No,
I think we have an email with the website too, but it's just we gotta set it up.
Yeah. we got it to do. Okay.
Yes.
So we are implementing something new into the curriculum. It is known as a speak out. And one of us will, on a particular week, shout out someone.
We can both do it.
Yeah, but I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. So
I was going to speak out your mama.
Oh, I always speak out my mama, but she.
Or, you could be like, you at the Academy Awards.
Oh my gosh.
First giving honor to God.
Excuse me.
Most high without whom.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, still getting over some stuff. Okay, so you do your speak out first, and I'll come.
So speak out is just like we just renamed a shout out. That's all.
Yeah, but it belongs to us. So
we're trying to allow it.
Okay, so
mine is going out to once again my alliance, Finn's Dark Side, but Finn's husband decided, Wild Weasel, that he wants to play the game now. Welcome to the dark side, Wild Weasel. No.
Yo,
Wild.
Congrats, man. Congrats.
Yeah, he's moving up in the ranks.
All right.
And then King
Menelos.
No.
She asked me how to pronounce it, and I just had to pull out every bit of training and reading that I knew, hoping that I got it right. Oh my goodness.
Only because you texted me like right before we started. You mentioned me, a direct mention, and in our little meme wars, and he said that you looked like you were happy you looked thrilled.
Oh, the picture. Oh, yeah. I was just a bundle of everything.
Yeah. So,
right.
Finn's Dark Side. What's up, Finn? Your boy, Versace.
Right.
Versace.
Versace.
Him. Start with a V. I'm going to learn your name.
All right.
You need to send me a sound bite on how to pronounce it. Versago. Look, his name Cryptic Chaos in the game. Why don't we just call him that?
Just call
What's up, CC?
Oh, gosh.
What's up?
You have been pulled out. You are now official. Okay. So, shout out to you.
Yeah, yes.
I'm going to do a speak out for my friend and who has designated herself as my blurred niece, Shauna Lynn. She's the one I did the video on, this latest one.
Okay.
It has been picking up a lot of steam, and the day she came, she was more excited about it than I was, and it was just an absolute blast. This young lady amazing cosplayer, gamer. She's on Twitch, so she streams, and she's prior military. She did 6 years in the Navy, so she's definitely one of us. I was like, cool. So, Shauna Lynn, speak out to you, girl. Appreciated everything. We're gonna collab later.
To all of my nerd friends, my nerds and nerdettes, mwah.
Oh my goodness.
Love ya.
All the blurs and blurdicorns.
Yeah.
You're always loved. Okay.
All right. So now we
do the download.
Download.
Okay. So, what's yours on this week?
You would mind the fuck mine is on every damn week. Let me Scopely.
I'm sorry. She gets me laughing. I start coughing.
Scopely.
Oh my gosh.
Let's chat, okay?
Oh,
I bet
boy.
you ain't got no money. All right? And these last couple of events, I was not able to unlock the event tunes because Fin don't like for us to spend money on the game. So I was like, I ain't gonna spend no money like I was spending money before.
Mm-hmm.
I might.
But you was investing before.
Well, like I said before, I didn't pay to win.
You paid to play.
I paid to play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if there was a good deal, a month worth of gems for $9, bitch, yes. Yes. Sign me up.
Okay.
If I $4.99 to finish off something, if I need like 2 or 3 more tune pieces, yes. But these motherfuckers want like $100. And then you look at what you get like 5 or 6 tune pieces, a couple of little trinkets here. Nothing tangible. I'm gonna give you $100 and for what? What can I say? I spent 100 strokes on at the end of the day. Not a damn thing.
People, or when they get into it, they get into it.
Yeah, but I ain't into it like that. So I'm gonna need y'all, Scopely. I'm gonna need y'all to do better. Because honestly, I feel like if this game is turning into a cash cow, and if it's not free to play friendly, they're gonna lose a lot of players, i.e. me. I would rather have 100,000 players that's gonna spend 99 cents, $1, $5, $10 here and there than these people who gonna drop like $100.
And it doesn't matter the game.
Far less.
But it doesn't matter the game.
I know.
I've seen people drop coin on Candy Crush just for a lollipop hammer. Coin. And I'm like, why?
I wish I would spend some money in Candy Crush. Goddamn.
Believe it. Jeez.
What? And, since we're on the subject of games, and Raid, I couldn't get into no damn alliance. So a clan. So I had to make my own clan.
Yeah, you got to show me how to do that. Cause
I
literally sat on that phone. I literally sat on my iPad.
It's called Blerdicorn Speaks.
Right
now it's just me and my son, and his ass don't play every day. And I took his phone, and I want to give him his phone back so he could get on and do his dailies.
Don't do it.
But I'm not going to do that.
You have to show me how to get on because I will scoured that game. And I was like,
I'm doing pretty good in Raid, kicking ass and taking names.
Okay.
Or is it taking names and kicking ass?
Taking everything and kicking everything.
Right. I'm busting it open. You know what I'm saying? Getting ready.
Okay.
Another thing, one last thing about Looney Tunes, World of Mayhem. Like I said, I'm going to try not to inundate people with saying that I'm in grad school because, I'm 45. I should have been graduated. But you know what? It's only too late when you're dead. They started Alliance Wars. And this shit look complicated as hell. It looks like it's going to take up some time. But I'm excited. My tune's kind of weak. And like I said, Fin don't want me to spend no money. So I can't get my tunes up the way they need to be. But I'm going to do this.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to do this.
Okay. Well, my download is I have been catching almost every night of Crisis on Infinite Earths on the CW.
I'm going to have to watch this shit.
They did it last year. I didn't particularly care for it last year because I felt like the story was so lackluster. It was almost like they just took everybody in the show and said, hey, we're going to do this for 2 nights. And it didn't really catch me. But this year, it's 5 episodes, so it's over 5 nights. So it started Sunday, and I think the last one's tonight. And I will probably catch it tonight. But
is it on the app?
It's on the app. Yeah, it's on the CW app.
So being that I haven't watched any of the CW shows in well over 2 years,
You won't even have to worry about catching up any of the shows
because it's a different story.
It's a self-contained story.
Awesome.
Which is another thing that I loved about it, because last year you had to get caught up on certain heroes to understand what the hell's going on.
Okay.
But this one, no. And they did the crossover. Black Lightning did a crossover. They had a Black Lightning episode that connected to the story. And it was brilliant. They didn't take away from the storyline that was already established. Everybody came in. I love what they've done so far. They actually did character development. Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman from Batman the Animated Series, is playing Bruce Wayne in this show. And he killed that shit. I mean, he killed it. And
wow.
He died, but he still killed it. So
he dead? Batman is dead?
In this one, yeah.
Bruce Wayne.
And if you're not familiar with Crisis,
crazy motherfucker.
the storyline was created by DC some years ago, where there was a wave of antimatter that was going through the universe, and it was wiping out every Earth in every dimension. Every Earth was literally getting wiped out. So they had to get a group of heroes together that were the only ones that could save it. And they were working for is being called the Monitor. He was trying to go against the Anti-Monitor, who was behind the wave. And that mess got crazy. Heroes were getting killed that never came back. Green Arrow in the series got killed. Same in the show. They killed him. So Arrow is, I don't know what's hell's gonna happen with it, but it was brilliant. So if
They
you
just be like Marvel kill motherfuckers in one story arc and then bring them back.
pretty much, but
Like Black Widow.
Yeah.
Natasha Romanoff.
I
Girl.
don't know how I feel about that movie though. Even though it's a prequel,
I don't like her ass.
I
I think it's just because I don't like Scarlett Johansson.
give it up. Yes,
And
yes.
I don't
I have
fuck.
this thing about Scarlett Johansson. First
Whatever
of all,
character she play, I'm just not gonna like it.
in the
I don't know
comics,
why I don't like her.
Natasha is a black-haired Russian woman with an accent. Scarlett Johansson walk around redhead, and
then she was blonde.
yeah.
And
then I just went-
movie she was
I was
blonde
like, this shit is really irking out of me.
yeah,
So,
Natasha Romanoff.
so you got to check out Crisis. If you haven't watched Crisis, it's on the CW app. It's amazing.
I'm
I love
I'm
it.
gonna try to catch up on it.
It's freaking amazing. Yo, I was just
Yeah.
jumping out my seat half the time. I was like, bruh. Okay. So they did that this year. Okay. So that's my download. All right.
So, before we get into the topic,
Mm-hmm.
we got to talk about who's slowly becoming my new man. Let me tell y'all.
I don't know. This came out of nowhere, y'all. I'm here to tell you. I had no idea. You should see her face right now.
I was last week old when I found out.
Last week old.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That the actor who plays the Mandalorian
Mm-hmm.
played my main man's in the Game of Thrones.
Yes, we do observe crossovers from different
No
properties.
one told me. Well, he wears the
mask.
he wears the mask all the time.
But remember, we did look at all the castings at one point.
It just didn't. No, because I never saw a picture of the actor,
But he was okay.
but only his name, and the name didn't click. And then, I'm watching my YouTube vids because, I be addicted to YouTube. I can waste the whole fucking day watching YouTube videos.
I usually do.
And
I'll be shooting a video after we're done with this one.
and he had he was on one of those shows where he talked about his most iconic roles, and I gotta Google it. I remember that he played oh shit, I'm sorry.
It's all right. Let's make it simple.
I remember. See, it's the glasses that threw me off. I remember that he played the Mandalorian, and he plays. He has an accent in Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Which was probably why this voice. I knew there was something familiar about his voice. But he was in.
Pedro Pascal.
He was in that drug kingpin series on Netflix.
Which one?
Oh God, Narcos.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, He played it where it should have been. Scroll down a little bit.
Narcos. He was Javier Pena. Mm-hmm.
The main role.
He was Oberyn. Yep, Oberyn Martell.
My baby.
The man's got a
they
serious.
They do him like that, but those were his most iconic roles. I didn't even realize he was in The Good Wife. I'm like, look,
the man had a serious.
He's done some things, but that Oberyn Martell took me out.
Nice. Okay.
It took me out, and he won an award for Game of Thrones. He played the hell out of that role. Let me tell you, it was believable. I still hate the mountain.
Oh my goodness.
But what he did to my baby.
Well, now that we have a new revelation, don't you feel more?
Last week, I feel like.
Don't you feel so much more informed?
Yeah, I felt just as good as when I won Showbiz Daffy in my game today.
I will definitely find out about that after we get off here. Okay. I'm still learning about that game, y'all, but it's going to take some time. Anyway, this episode, we're going to talk about, we came up with this idea, and we wanted to talk about our top 5 black superheroes. And
I got more than 5.
I did too. So I wanted to keep it at 5 so that way we could still be able to have the conversation, but I kept it at 5 because I thought that was a decent number, and for me it was really hard to break down who I wanted to be in there.
Yes.
But I can only speak for me. I had to go back to my childhood beginnings and which ones had the most influence. Now, I'm pretty sure for you, it was along those same lines, right?
All of mine came from being an adult.
Okay.
Yeah. Being an adult and really getting into the history behind a lot of the characters and just learning, their origin stories and things like that.
Yeah, and it's exciting.
Most of them from my childhood were non-black. All of them.
Well, that makes sense.
Actually,
that makes sense. Because those are the heroes we were mostly exposed to.
But we were mostly exposed to. Like, I can't think of not one. I think the closest thing was the Phantom. I think the closest thing that I had to a black superhero was Phantom, simply because they were in Africa or somewhere in the Amazon or wherever the fuck
the first
take place, Timbuktu.
I think.
Hell no.
Yeah, it was Africa. Yeah, okay. You're right. The first one I got exposed to was on the Super Friends. On TV, Black Vulcan.
Really? I don't even remember no black character on
He was one of those special guest heroes. He just pop up out of nowhere like him. It was El Dorado and...
What's the superhero name on Fat Albert?
Oh, you talking about the Brown Hornet?
The Brown Hornet. That's my guy right there.
Okay.
The Brown Hornet.
So,
Hey.
So we're going to do it one at a time. So Angie's going to go first with hers.
Mine are in no particular order.
Okay.
Just let me put that out there.
Okay. And
I got a few honorable mentions.
So,
but my first one, I love my mans. So you know who my first one is.
Oh my goodness. I love her intros. She never gets to it. She just goes, and I'm like, okay, you got me excited. Who is it?
Riri Williams.
Okay.
Riri Williams is my first one. I think I love Ironheart. I happen to agree with you. I do not want to see her as a replacement for Iron Man in the MCU. I would like to see her with her standalone show. I wouldn't even mind if it's animated, like Spider-Man.
Yeah, like they did with Miles Morales.
With Miles Morales.
I can see them doing that.
Yeah.
In the same animation style. I could really see that.
She's a freaking genius.
Yeah.
And it's funny because my daughter had me rewatch. We must have been going through a fucking Avengers marathon or something. Because
who is this, Dylan?
We
shout out to Dylan.
Captain America.
You earned yourself a burger, girl. You earned yourself a burger for that.
And we watched the first Iron Man, and I thought it was funny when what's the villain's name in the first? You know, I'm horrible with names. Was trying to get the scientists to recreate the arc reactor, and he was like, I can't, you know, it can't be done. It can't be made smaller. And he was like, dude, Tony Stark did it in a cave with scraps. And he said, I ain't Tony Stark.
That was Stang, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Stang.
But I'm not Tony Stark. And she was able to build the suit with items she acquired. We're not gonna say she stole them.
Well, because acquisition is 10 tenths.
It all depends. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on how you look at that shit. But, you know, I think she's just as brilliant, if not, you know, more. That is her superpower, is her intellect. So she is my baby girl.
You get a chance, check out her comics.
Because you know I love Rihanna too. I'm talking about Rihanna Fenty. So,
of course.
But name Riri, Iron Man.
Oh my goodness.
Put it together. She the bomb.
Oh my goodness. You get a chance to read the comics, you'll really get a kick out of the comics.
I read a thumb through a couple.
Okay.
You know.
I like what they did with the story.
It's hard to read them digitally because, you know, when you try to slide it and change the page and it might pop up one panel and I'm like, wait, I didn't want to do that. Go back.
I'll read certain ones on my iPad. I'll just punch it and do everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so my first one was Isaiah Bradley. Isaiah Bradley saw this one coming with a flashlight.
I'm just saying.
See, Isaiah Bradley, it was known as the Black Captain America. In the comics, he was the first recipient of the Super Soldier Serum, and he was part of the Black Super Soldiers that were sent as a test to Germany to kill Hitler. And he was the only one that came back. And they tried him for treason and threw him in jail. And it was the fact that this man survived all of that, but still kept, and I love how they wrote the character as a humble man who was all about justice. And he literally mirrored the way Steve Rogers is. The only difference is, once again, if you look at it from a racial perspective, you're not going to give the mantle of Captain America to a black man in the 40s and the 50s. So, but unfortunately, what it boiled down to is black people were nothing more than guinea pigs. If they weren't considered citizens, they were considered test dummies, test subjects, everything. In this case, they wrote this story where not only did this man get the same powers as Steve Rogers in the future, but he did something that a lot of people could not do. He came in and came out of Germany and didn't get killed.
That's great.
But
I was today, y'all, when I found out that the original Captain America was
and you know, y'all, I showed her pictures of him in his costume.
And I found out where his cosplay costume, because I was like, I just thought you pulled some shit out your ass.
Nope.
Like, for real.
Nope.
Like, I thought maybe it's just a version of Captain America that I've never seen. So now,
there's a story behind it.
My eyes are wide open.
Yeah, and if you actually find,
I'm gonna have to do some more research.
There is a comic called Truth, Red, White, and Black. It literally traces from Isaiah Bradley through his son Josiah to his grandson Elijah, who I cosplay. I love this history. That's characters with a history. I really get a kick out. So
that's great.
Isaiah is my first.
I have learned something today. No, it's because remember when I said, I was like, I love your list. We almost had two of the same people, and then I said, I don't know who this guy is.
But then I showed it to you online,
and then he pulled it up online, and so
and that's,
I would have loved. Maybe I should just kept my mouth shut and then had like a first reaction.
No, I mean it was brilliant. You still reacted like it was. It was still something that you didn't know, but you learned. It's like, wow, that makes sense in a lot of instances,
right?
Because you already know. I mean, if you think about it even further, they're not going to test something on their higher level humans until they test it on those who are lower grade,
who they consider
lower grade.
And it's like I said to you before we started recording, we should definitely do a podcast on all of the first superheroes who were stripped
Oh, I'm down for that.
who wear strips.
I'm down for that.
And of course, you know I'm a segue
Okay.
into my second
All
one.
right, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Who is it? Who can it be?
My second superhero is none other than Miss Monica Rambeau,
Oh, yeah.
the first
Captain Marvel.
person to go by Captain Marvel.
Yep.
And she has been reduced to a fucking sidekick. Not even a sidekick. She a friend of a cast member.
She's a support character. She's the best friend of the main.
The best friend of Carol Danvers.
Who ended up getting the moniker later. And I feel you on that one.
I hate this.
I know.
I hate this.
And you're not the only one.
And you know, and I think they're setting it up with her daughter to in the future have her daughter become a Captain Marvel. And how you gonna be a Captain Marvel after? You know what I'm saying?
Your guess is good as
How
mine.
you gonna be a Captain Marvel after?
Well,
The first woman and the first person to be called Captain Marvel.
Mhm,
But we don't know that.
Yeah.
We think it's this blonde head bitch that can't run. And I hate it. I wish they would go back. Listen, Marvel. Sony, Disney, whoever the fuck made it. I'm gonna need y'all to go back and digitally superimpose someone
Oh my
who can
God.
run better than this bitch that plays
Oh my
Captain
gosh.
Marvel.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't it seem like she run kind of slow?
I said that to you in the
Yeah,
movie.
I'm like, why is she?
What's wrong with her feet? It's
She ain't
all
got no
that
speed
medical
at all.
thing.
Oh, my goodness.
Medical people, we notice things that other people don't notice.
Mm.
And I've noticed that she runs fucked up. The bitch is flu-footed, knock-kneed, or something. But she runs
She got manhole
funny.
covers for kneecaps. Oh
You
my
know what I'm
god!
saying?
Yeah.
There's plenty of physically fit women who are athletes that they could have chosen to play.
And I'm gonna add to that. Why did they pick a character who literally has no facial expressions whatsoever?
I hate that bitch.
Literally no facial expressions.
I hate her.
Oh, I felt painful to see her try to do something like.
She's probably my least favorite in the MCU. I like Natasha Romanoff better than
Ooh, what?
Captain Marvel. But listen.
Okay.
Let me tell you what's your saving grace, boo.
Declaration time.
You saved my baby.
Okay.
Okay. And I figured it out before the movie came out. I was like, how the fuck?
And that's what they wanted you to do. And what's funny is you mentioned her because, again, like you said, there were a lot of firsts
Who were
in the
black.
MCU that were black that had the title because she got the moniker after the male Captain America, who was a Kree.
Who was styled Marvel.
With a dash.
Yeah.
MAR-VELL.
And when Monica Rambeau is the first Marvel.
Right, but Marvel was his name.
Yeah. Her whole origin is kind of racist anyways. We ain't gonna we'll go over that later, but
okay.
She was the first.
So
don't fucking get it
oh
twisted.
goodness. So my number 2.
I done fuck around and got mad.
I know, it's alright. Add that passion to the podcast. Add that passion to the podcast. That's what we do here. We add passion to the podcast. So my number 2 was, I knew him as Power Man.
Okay.
Before he came out and y'all became Luke Cage. Everyone's like, Luke Cage. Nah. This nigga was Power Man. Okay?
You almost let me spit my Pepsi.
I don't mean to do that. But that irked the hell out of me when it came out. I was excited, but I was like, wait a second.
You gotta commercialize things.
And I understand that, but you still gotta put a story behind it. People
Right.
even now, people are so much more aware of characters coming out. Where did they come from?
Yep.
Why is this character here?
Yep.
So I knew him. His history was he was an inmate. Now they did glom on that in the series.
Mm-hmm.
He came out of jail, and everyone in the neighborhood knew him in Harlem and everything. But what they didn't go into is how he got his powers. And they did it in.
I thought
they did it like that.
They
Yeah.
just kissed it real quick.
When he kisses, like lips just glance the cheek. That's
Just
all it
grazed
was.
it.
He was in a prison where, again, the warden was making money off of being able to let the government conduct experiments on the inmates.
Okay.
So this was an experiment that he got in, and of course it went wrong because the experiment was only going to have him in for a little bit, but the doctor running it was a bit of a psycho ass. So he kept him in there for a while. The machine malfunctioned. So he ended up getting his powers completely by accident. Diamond hard skin and being strong to boot. Mm-hmm. He got that shit and he bounced. They had to let him out. So when he got out, he had all these powers and he started what was known as Heroes for Hire. Mm-hmm. That's how him and Iron Fist, who Netflix fucked up so bad, I can never forgive him. That man is a badass, and y'all turned him into this flaky, no good, low hobo.
Every time I think about Iron Fist, I think about RZA. From the terrible Wu-Tang Clan. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh! And that's another story altogether.
That's another day.
Power Man came out and he literally just his skills were for sale, but he was still a hero for his neighborhood. But you can see him with the black stretch pants and the yellow button fly shirt and the metal headband around the afro.
Not the black hoodie full of bullet holes.
No,
like they have them in the show.
You can see people cosplaying the original one now. It's like people are like, "Who is that?"
Change your damn shirt, man. Change your shirt.
But I like this character because when you read him and the way they wrote him, he was down to earth. He didn't have this language that was way up here. He was just one of us. And of course, speaking in the 70s, you dig, everything was groovy.
He was a regular dude.
Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Even though he married Jessica Jones and had a baby.
We all can't be perfect. And even then, they didn't do that in the damn comics. So fuck y'all, man. Now I'm getting mad. Son of a bitch. I'm getting mad. Okay.
Okay, and when you want to bring up Luke Cage.
Here we go.
One of my honorable mentions.
Okay.
Who was on my list. And he is actually one of my favorite characters, Bushmaster. And not the original or the second one from the comics, the Bushmaster from the Luke Cage television series. Yes. Oh. That's my man's. I think I love him more than Tony Stark because he got that pretty dark skin.
Oh my gosh.
Let me tell you, I love me some black skin.
You know what? This is one of them days.
Black skin men don't love me though.
You know what? This is one of them days I hate being light skinned because I don't get shit for credit. I'm just like, I'm yellow. I'm already a pariah.
I love some brown skin.
So do all y'all. We ain't gonna get into that.
But they don't love me, honey.
That's a totally different subject. We ain't gonna worry about that.
They don't love me.
So
fuck them.
What was it? So what was it about Bushmaster?
I like the fact that I understand he was a villain, but again, I felt like in the series, he was just trying to avenge his family. He was trying to get back what was taken from his family. Okay. And I feel like he was just misunderstood. And I like the fact that, come on, my man's got blown up in the back of the damn armored car, and he survived. He just did a lot in I think season 2 Luke Cage, as far as that story arc goes, was the best. Now, did I like Luke Cage in season 2? Hell to the no. He was just too commercialized, and I gotcha. That's a different story. But
okay,
continuing on with my little intellect path. I picked Moon Girl.
You realized it was my turn.
No, I get my honorable mention on the tail end of yours. And that's what I'm just saying. Moon Girl was actually my next person. I'm not going to talk a lot about her.
How you put an honorable mention before your choice?
Because it was the segue from Luke Cage.
Okay.
Yeah, since we were talking about, Luke Cage.
Okay, so that was pretty slick. You slid your honorable mention in
my
there.
Honorable mention.
Okay, all right.
But my third is Moon Girl. And we already talked about her in a previous.
Now you realize the history of Devil Dinosaur.
And Moon Girl, yes, I do. Mm-hmm. I do.
And remember who it used to be.
I remember. Yes. And I have, in my research and watching videos and researching Miss Lunel.
Yeah, she has a name. People are like, I like Moon Girl. She's got a name.
Her name is Lunel. She is dubbed probably the smartest superhero.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
I'm all about STEM, and I'm all about smart girl STEM. So, that's my baby.
Put her and Riri together. That's a comic I would read. That's a comic I would read, and I would
Jesus.
collect.
Could you imagine what they could come up with?
Just glad they're not super villains, because
Yeah.
bruh. Okay.
Yes.
Right. So
Your number 3.
my number 3 is personal to me. Very personal to me.
I knew it.
My number 3 is Patriot.
I knew Patriot was gonna be on your list.
And you know what's what's funny about Patriot is because years ago, before I even got into cosplay, I wanted to do it, but I didn't have a costume. My friend Chris, who's been doing it for years, he said, "Hey," I asked him, did he have any ideas for cosplay? He said, "Well, I got one costume that I don't wear, and I think you'd be great." It happened to be Patriot. And he said, "It's all yours." And I made it my own. And even now people are like, "That's amazing." I said, because I love the character. This is the grandson of the Black Captain America. Mm-hmm. He wanted to be a hero like his grandfather, but he had no powers. None. He was even taking the mutant growth hormone just so that he could emulate having powers, but it was messing him up. He was becoming addicted to it. Mm-hmm. So he had to stop. Well, when he stopped, he still wanted to be a hero. He got into a fight. He got injured. And he needed a blood transfusion. So who did he get the transfusion from? His grandfather. So Isaiah gave it to Elijah. And not only did he get his powers, he's even slightly bulletproof.
I didn't know that.
Yep. And this dude walks around with a shield. It's brilliant. And he is the leader of the Young Avengers.
Is his shield vibranium?
I believe so. I believe it's vibranium. I want to say it's the vibranium or adamantium. I think it's a fusion of both, but I don't know for sure because he's had to change up a couple of times. But I believe it is vibranium.
I knew Patriot was going to be on your list.
Well, I love this character because he just wants to do something.
He wants to do good,
and he wants to honor his grandfather's name because he's already screamed out, "Y'all have no idea what my grandfather has done because y'all keep going to this guy." Mm-hmm. And it's no secret he felt some kind of way about Steve Rogers because he got the mantle when he really didn't earn the mantle. Right. So he's just doing what he can to honor his family. And I found out a little hint. I remember I told you about this. Patriot almost made it into Black Panther.
He did?
He almost made it into Black Panther.
And what happened?
They felt like the way the story was. And after seeing the movie, I realized why. There's really no way to fit him in without making him a standby character. He's too rich and he's already got enough history with the Young Avengers as a whole. That right there, freaking phenomenal. So
if they do decide, Disney, knock, knock, tap, tap, click, click.
And don't let it be an animated movie, please.
Young Avengers.
I don't want an animated movie. I want to see somebody, a black human being.
Riri.
Oh.
You can have Riri, Monica Rambeau.
Oh, goodness.
Patriot. There's 3 of your Young Avengers right there.
On top of the original ones.
You could put She-Hulk.
Yes. It's just, there's so much we could do. Okay.
Yeah.
So who's your next?
My next one. Sorry, I clicked off my little list.
She's got a list, y'all. Just like I do. I wrote mine down.
My next one is a couple, and that's just because I'm like, you could say, when you think about some people, Batman and Robin. My next one is Icon and Rocket.
Oh, give it up. Yes. Yes, as y'all say, yes, bitch, yes.
If you don't know who Icon,
oh my gosh,
Icon.
That's why you said you hated me.
Yes.
Oh now I understand why she
because of your number 5.
Oh my gosh, now I understand why. Okay,
Icon and Rocket. Icon mimics Superman. He is an alien that crash landed on the earth back in the 1800s, y'all. Mm-hmm. And he took on the likeness of the first person he encountered, which happened to be a black man. So he wound up being a slave, y'all. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. And was kicking ass. How I say it? I be saying it wrong. Kicking ass and taking names. Fuck y'all. That's what I'm going to say. That's how I say it.
Kicking names and taking ass.
And, you know, he, once his DNA merged with the human DNA, he can't change into, you know, another image. He a black man.
Mm-hmm.
And can you imagine how hard it would be to live in the 1800s as a slave, knowing that you could take out all these motherfuckers? Like, you have superhuman strength, you know. And
I love the and. There's an and.
I can't even knock the fuck out of Superman. And Superman was like, you know what? That's the hardest I ever been hit. So, and with Rocket Girl, now she gets an honorable mention. Not Rocket Girl, her name is just Rocket.
Just Rocket, yeah.
She convinced him to become a superhero because he like Superman, he ages very slowly. Right. So what he has been doing is taking on the identity of his quote unquote sons. He can't, you know, he an alien. So he married a human woman. You know, they can't have kids because he an alien. The DNA don't match.
Unfortunately.
You know, so we don't have no damn alien-esque offspring or something coming out of nowhere.
We got an Esk in the image.
So, you know, with the coming generations, he takes on the moniker of, you know, one of his descendants. And I think he's the fourth now. So yeah. That's how he's explaining away how he's not, you know, getting any older. And then so Rocket and her friends was robbing him. And of course he beat the snot out of them. Stop cursing. And
you ain't gonna stop cursing.
I know, that was a lie. Lord, don't strike me down for telling lies.
Hell, and, snot, shit.
Yeah. You know, she wants to get out of the streets and the ghetto and in the projects, and so she convinces him to become a superhero and talks him into letting her be his sidekick. And you know, he's real smart too, so he designs this belt for her, and that's how she gets her
abilities.
Her abilities is from the belt that she wears. So that is my number 4.
You know what's interesting
Icon
about that?
And Rocket.
Rocket and Icon, the whole dynamic with them is, if you think about it, she, as a sidekick, convinced him to be a hero.
Right.
It was almost like Robin saying, hey, you got money, you can build things,
right.
You ain't got no power, so why don't you be Batman, I'll be your sidekick. And he goes,
yeah,
okay, that makes sense. And it works. Yeah.
She was like, you know, you got all these powers, and you just sitting up here being all reclusive like a old black Bruce Wayne. I'm going to need you to come on out here.
Okay.
And let's clean this ghetto up. You can do good. Do good.
Yeah.
You know?
And speaking of do good, we're going to roll into my number 4, which is Black Panther. Now, what's funny about this is a lot of people will be like, well, I expected him to be number 1. I said, well, you got to understand my history in comics goes way back.
Right. I didn't rank mine either, so.
Yeah, and he was one of my firsts. Matter of fact, the sad part is the one memory I have of reading a Black Panther comic was the kids in the neighborhood saw me read it on my grandmother's porch. One of the kids tossed a rock and hit me upside the head.
There you go. You gonna bring you getting your ass whooped.
No, but
every podcast.
But that just made me love my comics more. And he was a particular character. Now, he's been out for years, and I've seen him change and just grow. But what they did for him in the MCU, brilliant.
Because you know what, honestly, as a kid, I didn't think Black Panther. I used to get Black Panther and Phantom mixed up. Save it, okay? But I just thought Black Panther was so insignificant. You know, he never sparked any interest with me. I just thought he was a man walking around in cat suit.
And that was unfortunate. That was the way he was written. But it was writers later who started seeing how rich he was. This man was the king of a country where the most valuable metal in the world is there and nowhere else. So you know all the Wakandans were well taken care of,
right?
And that moved over to the MCU. But I liked how they made T'Challa a rich character, but you could still relate to him. He didn't want to be a king, but when his father died, he had no choice. But he was still going to be a protector and still going to be a hero, but he became a reluctant hero outside when he knew it was going to affect his country. So I like the sense of honor and the sense of duty that he brings and everybody who's around him.
Right.
So that's why I liked him. So
Right.
Right.
I knew he was gonna be on your list. I knew Patriot was gonna be on your list, and I knew Black Panther was gonna be on your list.
Well, I have. Yeah.
And I'm about to segue into another one of my honorable mentions. My honorable mentions are all villains, by the way.
Oh my. She told me this, but I was just like, I'm curious.
My honorable mentions are all villains because, like I said, I had Bushmaster on my list of my favorite heroes, superheroes, and whenever I gave anyone my list, the first thing they said was, "Oh, he's a villain." So, with you having Black Panther, I love Killmonger.
Okay,
he was like he's one of my favorites. I like the fact that he was kicking ass and taking names.
Interesting. Did you find out anything from his origin that you didn't know before?
Not from the MCU version. I did read up on him from his comic book version, but honestly that was like these villains I added literally while I was volunteering at my daughter's school and I was trying to flesh out my list a little bit. But,
oh my goodness.
So
oh my goodness. Okay. All right.
So I actually have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6.
Oh goodness.
And my next one, my number 5. I'll hold off on my number 6. I have a number 6 and I have one more honorable mention.
Okay.
But my number 5 is Nubia.
Brilliant.
Okay, y'all see the theme here?
Brilliant.
Okay, Nubia. Like, let me tell you, I just threw Icon in there.
You can't just throw Icon in there.
I threw Icon in there with Rocket just because I was like, I ain't want nobody to say, oh, well, why she got all women, no men. But Nubia, for those of you who do not know, is Wonder Woman's sister. They were created at the same time. Nubia from black, brown clay, and Wonder Woman from white clay. And, she has quite an interesting story. I'm not going to bore y'all with that, but she's on my list. And I would like to see a movie, a Wonder Woman movie with her. Because again, this is another time where you have a great superhero with the exact same abilities, if not better, than Wonder Woman. Yeah. Who we know literally nothing about. When I found out about her, I was floored to find out, oh, did you know that Wonder Woman has a black sister?
Oh, you'd be surprised how many arguments I've seen people get into with that. And all the ones are like, no, she can't have all this. It's like, why? What the Amazons were all white? Come on now. Let's be real about this.
Let's think about Amazons now.
Let's be real about this.
Think about it.
Let's analyze your stupidity. Let's analyze your stupidity. Because I ain't feeling it, bro. I ain't feeling it. Yes. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So my number 5, which actually segues into mine in a bit, of characters that were a part of something larger. My number 5 is the entire Dakotaverse and Milestone.
This is why I said I hate him. You can't pick this one person.
I couldn't.
You know what? Give me all of them.
I couldn't, and I'll tell you why. Because when I first heard of Milestone, and if you're not familiar, Milestone was basically a completely ethnic comic line that was created in DC with Michael Davis, Dennis Cowan, Dwayne McDuffie, God rest in peace. That brother, he was very influential. He did Justice League Unlimited. He did a lot of the animated shows that people see now. That was Dwayne McDuffie.
He created Icon and Rocket.
Yes, he was one of the main, and Derek Diggle. Those guys created something, and I met Dennis, and I'm proud to say he is a friend of mine because we talked so much, and I interviewed him last year in DC. I was literally like a little girl in front of her.
Why gotta be a little girl?
Yeah, because I was.
Why gotta be a little girl?
Okay, because the little boy peed on himself, and I ain't peed on myself. Okay, but all of these characters, Icon, Rocket, Static, Hardware. Hardware was literally the Dakota-versus version of Batman, except you knew who he was and you knew who he didn't like, and he was going after him, and he used his mind to create things, and he was he didn't care.
Such a badass.
He was a badass.
Yeah.
You had the Blood Syndicate, which was a gang.
Yes.
And I loved it. Now people are like, so what's so big about this? The Dakota-verse I like because all of these characters came in a city called Dakota, and there was this big. It was a big riot. So they decided they were going to use an experimental tear gas and released it. The problem is they didn't know what was in there. So this tear gas, if it didn't kill you, it gave you powers. So Virgil, who was Static, he got his powers from the Big Bang. Icon already had his. Blood Syndicate, they all got theirs because they were a gang.
Right.
They were still a gang. In fact, one of their members ended up becoming one of their greatest villains, Holocaust. But you had people like Tech Nine and Y Sun and Brick House and Menagerie, and oh my gosh, it was so amazing. All of these characters, rich, real, down to earth.
I think I like the villains.
Oh, yeah.
I think I like the villains just as much as I like
the hero and
the heroes,
because it had so much story behind them. It wasn't just a typical.
I think you can relate to them.
Yeah, and that was the other thing I loved about the Dakota-verse, because you had certain characters who were doing the right thing, like Mirage in the Blood Syndicate was a drug addict. But she was determined. I know you're not laughing because she was a drug addict. She's laughing because she's looking at something on her phone.
No, I'm laughing because you said she was a drug addict, but she was determined.
She was determined to still be a part of that, but she was still fighting her addiction. There was just so much to this. That's why all of the characters
Marvel
from Marvel
a part of...
No, Blue Marvel is his own character. He's his own badass. Blue Marvel is his own badass. I know friends of mine who cosplay him, and he's freaking brilliant. The man is a genius, and he's powerful. So I love it. So that is my top 5. Of course, I had to finish with a bang because the Dakota-verse Milestone was one of DC's greatest acquisitions and one of the biggest failures because they let them go. They didn't even try to keep this going. They let them go.
I think that they absorbed them. I think that there's a lot of controversy behind that because a lot of people feel like DC absorbed Milestone to get rid of them.
Well, technically they didn't really absorb them because DC doesn't own Milestone.
Well, you know,
they had to work collaborations so certain characters could appear.
Right.
But that's one thing I loved about it too. These guys still own their characters. DC doesn't own these, which is brilliant.
All right.
So what about you?
So I went first. I've already did my 5.
You said you had 6.
Oh, my last one.
That's why I said finish up with you, because you said 6.
My last one was the Martian Manhunter. John Jones.
Yes.
John Jones. And again, my idea was to have an intellect, plain Jane's, regular human like Batman and shit, and to have an alien and a mutant, and that's what I started off as. And so, but that didn't happen. I'm
about to say, how hard was that?
It was real hard because the mutant was the one that was kicking my ass. But the Martian Man, I realized I forgot that he was in Supergirl.
Yeah, he's in the series. Yeah.
He's in the series Supergirl. I had forgot about that. And he was in another show. That character was in
Come on.
I looked it up before I came.
She's contemplating where she's seen it, ladies and gentlemen.
It wasn't Smallville. Where the
No,
fuck
it
was
wasn't
he
Smallville.
at?
It wasn't. I honestly do not know.
He was in another movie because that real popular actor played him.
I got to interview him too.
I can't think. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
The one with the long chin. He should have been the Magic Chin. What the fuck cartoon is that where the superhero inside the cartoon had a big chin? You know what I'm talking about? This guy could play him. So, yeah.
But I got to interview him. I didn't know he was a British actor. The actor that plays John Jones in Supergirl.
No, I'm talking about, I can't. I'm gonna have to look it up. I can't think of it. I can't think of what other movie the comic book character John Jones was in, The Martian Manhunter. I can't think of it right now, but yeah, he is my last rounding out my list.
So this was our top.
My last person
And
was Black Manta.
Oh, Black Manta. Oh, that bastard.
Because I love him.
Oh my goodness.
I hated him in Aquaman.
For years, people didn't even know that Black Manta was a black man. No one knew.
And, well, you don't know because of the costume and shit.
True. That's true. But I like the story behind him.
I'm glad that they let him be black in Aquaman.
And let him just be mean.
Be
just
him.
Vengeful and just, yeah.
And just wrong.
And be an intelligent badass to boot. My goodness.
Yeah. How he stripped that damn in the movie. Yep. Okay. How he took that Atlantean tech and just stripped that shit down and made it into his own. Yeah. Like, how the fuck you even know how this shit works?
Yo, that was some pure 100% genius right there. I admired that character being able to do that.
Yeah. So I have 2 honorable mentions. Villains, 2 more plain Jane villains.
You just add more into it.
No, I told you I had a bunch.
But you just...
I told you I had a list of villains in. So I'm just gonna mention them real quick, and then I'm done because we working on 57 minutes. We're gonna be over an hour at a time.
Yeah, it's gonna be an hour of enjoying us.
We still gotta do all this and that, this or that. So get your questions ready.
Oh, I'm just gonna
pull the cards.
I'm just gonna pull them around the top. So I'm ready anyway.
Misty Williams.
Yes, Misty Knight.
Misty Knight. I'm sorry. Misty Knight. I don't know why I want to say Misty Williams.
Misty Knight. Yes.
Misty Knight and Amanda Waller.
Freaking Amanda is so underrated. Amanda Waller is so underrated as a character. She's freaking phenomenal. Phenomenal. They wasted her.
I like the fact that she's a villain in disguise.
They wasted her character in Suicide Squad. They wasted her character on Arrow.
I love Viola Davis to death. I did not like the character arc of her in Suicide Squad.
Now, you know what's funny, and this is just real quick. When you look at Amanda Waller in the comics, she is a middle-aged woman, thick middle-aged woman. Mm-hmm. Short hair, nothing remarkable about her, but she had this cool leadership, strong presence, like a black woman that once you knew she was there.
I think Viola Davis did an excellent job playing her.
But then they turned around and gave it to this other actress on the CW and made her a skinny, light-skinned woman. I said, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
I remember I didn't like that either.
I looked, I was like, no.
Who this woman?
Who you? What's your name? Are you her daughter? Because you can't be Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
Because Amanda is a badass. Okay.
Yeah.
She ain't got to call herself a badass.
Thick thighs save lives.
Yes.
I don't have thick thighs though.
But I heard lives.
But I heard that thick thighs save lives.
You do have thick thighs.
They're not. They're not that thick.
She got thick thighs. She just underestimated.
They don't touch.
I'm on the outside looking at it.
To be a thick.
They don't have to be
thick out of touch.
They gotta be thick to touch.
Yes,
they be pronounced. They be pronounced. PR-ounced. Okay. All right. So this episode, we decided. I came with an idea, and I bounced it off her before we started recording, and I think she likes it. Our this or that is going to be out of the Marvel Comics trivia box.
I want one of these.
Now, I don't even know. This was a gift from the guys at the store. They knew I would want it.
one.
And I broke it open. This is the first time I've broken it open.
I want one.
Since
You gotta
I've had
ask
it.
them where you got it from. Where they got it from.
In that store, stuff just pops up.
I want one.
Now,
Fuck it.
to make it sweet, I already know that Angee is a huge Iron Man fan. They give you these cards in here, so we're gonna turn the Iron Man card as a trophy to go to the winner.
It's the WWE belt.
Basically, yeah, it's like the Intercontinental Heroes Championship title.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we're gonna put that there. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna ask each other 3 questions. The pilot is over here in front of us, so you have to pull it off the top. All right. I have not seen these. Don't do it yet. I haven't seen these yet, so I have no idea what these questions are going to be. So she's gonna go first. She asks me one. If I get it right, I get a point. If she gets it wrong, what you doing?
I'm gonna pull all 3.
Put it back. You pull it off. No, you don't get to look. Put it down. Put it back.
How am I supposed to ask you the
You
question?
ask the question when it's time to pull it off. You don't.
You just said take one.
I didn't say take one. I said I was playing the rules. Put it back. Put it back. As I was saying.
Why are you wasting time?
But not wasting time. I'm trying to say.
Second.
We'll ask each other questions, and if you get it right, you get a point. If not, it goes over to the other person to ask the questions. So basically, it gives us a chance to answer. Whoever gets 3 points wins Tony. Okay?
Okay.
All
I
right.
could have pulled my damn card.
Shut your face.
The fuck?
Anyway, so question number 1.
Question number 1. What California city did Daredevil move to at one time?
San Francisco.
Yes.
Okay. That's one for me. So now you put that card down.
It's got 2 questions.
So we have to decide which one you want.
Oh, okay. So I was just going to ask you the other question.
All right. So here we go.
Here we go, yo.
Oh, goodness. What is the first name of Luke Cage's daughter? It's A, Danielle, B, Maria, C, Susan.
I don't know, Maria.
It was Danielle.
Fuck. No, it wasn't.
All right.
This is the down.
Okay, my bad.
He know he gonna win this.
I'm not. I'm, believe it or not, guessing. So which one you gonna throw at me?
I don't like that one.
Oh my goodness. Now she's being picky about the cards.
These have to be shuffled.
They're you know how random they are?
No, they aren't random.
They are random.
Everyone I pulled was about Daredevil. Okay. True or false? Ant-Man helped cure the Hulk of ALS by shrinking down and repairing Bruce Banner's afflicted DNA.
False.
It's true.
Oh, okay. All right. Got me. All right. So put the card back. All right. True or false? Steve Rogers is the first head of the Avengers Academy training program.
False.
Do you know who it was?
It was Stark.
No, it was Hank Pym.
Was it?
Yeah. It was Henry Pym. I remember
Okay.
because Tony asked Hank to run that while they were out doing everything because they needed backup Avengers. So they created the academy so they could train people to become Avengers in case reserves.
I thought it was. You know what? I thought you were talking about.
Okay, so we're tied at 1-1
The
here.
beginning.
1-1.
All right, here we go. Yo. To what cabinet position is Tony Stark appointed?
Secretary of Defense? No?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. I thought it was Secretary of State.
All right. All right, so we got 2 more questions. Oh gosh, Matt Gargan has had. Wait a minute. Mac Gargan has had several aliases when battling Spider-Man, but his first and best known was A, the Tarantula, B, the Rat, C, the Scorpion.
Scorpion?
That's right. All right. We tied, so we got one more. Let's see. Either it's gonna be a tie with a tiebreaker, or one of us is gonna walk away with a coveted card.
Okay.
All right. You're gonna make me edit out of this dead air now.
Magus is the head of what intergalactic religious group? You need choices?
If there are choices, yeah, you got to get the choices.
A, the Church of the Hive Mind, the Universal Church of Truth, the Eternal Church of Being.
Universal Church of Truth. All right. I win.
I gotta get my third question right.
We'll see if we can make this a tiebreaker. Okay. Okay. Crusher Creel constantly battles Marvel's heroes as what supervillain? The Abomination, the Wrecker, or the Absorbing Man?
I don't know.
Take a guess.
Who again?
Okay, you have the Abomination.
No, the question again.
Oh, Crusher Creel constantly battles Marvel heroes as what supervillain?
In the list?
The Abomination, the Wrecker, the Absorbing Man.
I don't know. The Wrecker?
No, it's the Absorbing Man.
No. I told you I didn't know.
It's all right. You take a guess. It never hurts. All right. So this week, I have the card. We leave the card here.
Because he cheated.
Oh, anyway, I did not cheat, and that was our this or that. So thank you so much, guys. That was actually a lot of fun, just being able to do that. I appreciated that, and I like the fact that we vibed on certain ones too. So that was cool.
Which one was your are you talking about our list?
Yeah.
Yeah. We should play the game on podcast.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
If y'all want us to see us play this game on our podcast episode, in a future podcast episode, hit us up. Let us know, because we may invite some people. We may invite somebody else in here with us and make it a little more interesting to throw another person.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for checking us out.
Thank you for checking us
so
out.
much for the love, you guys. Girl, y'all have really blessed us, and it's greatly appreciated. Help spread the name of Blerdicorn Speaks.
Yep.
We ain't much, but we like who we like. So, you know what? And so bad, I actually forgot the logo. I forgot the motto that we created, or for last episode. I completely forgot. My mind's been all over the place.
We didn't do it. We said we were going to.
Yeah, and we never did. So
because you said yours and then I said mine.
Yeah. So all right. So please hit us up on social media. Hit us up individually. She's all over the place. I'm all over the place. And
yeah, I haven't really been on mine because I haven't really made anything. I haven't really cooked anything new. Mm-hmm. And I've been too busy with school to write any blog posts. So if you've been on my website and that same tight ass post is up there, I promise I'm gonna write something, give y'all a little something for Christmas. But
well, this weekend I will be shooting 2 more videos, and I already got some people already planned to do a cosplay meetup in Richmond next month. So I'll be preparing for that. So, and we're going to continue living. But thank you guys so much. We love you. We appreciate you. And as always, from me, stay nerdy, stay geeky, and please stay sexy.
I have spoken.
I hate you. I hate you so much. Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to our latest episode of the Blerdicorn Podcast. Please don't forget to follow us on social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram under Blerdicorn Speaks. Thank you so much for your support, and tune in to our next episode. Take care and stay Blerdicorn.